Well, it can be extremely frustrating living with ankylosing spondylitis. Something that's not really talked about for a lot of us when we're first diagnosed is how different symptoms can be day to day, week to week. One day you might be extremely tight in one area, maybe dealing with sciatica, maybe the mid-back's tight, maybe the calves are tight, and then the next day, maybe that goes away and something else comes about. Maybe then your shoulder's hurting or your neck's really stiff and tight and your mobility's a lot worse one day to the next. It can be extremely difficult to try to figure out where are you at in this journey. Has anything gotten better? Have things gotten worse? Are they going to keep getting worse? This is something that's been a struggle for me because I've had kind of different symptoms in different parts of the body. I've dealt with a lot of sciatica. I've dealt with a lot of back tightness. I've dealt with low back pain in the middle of the night. Some things come, some things go away, and then other things come about. So I'm constantly trying to put together a fitness routine, to stay strong, to stay flexible, but I'm constantly trying to put together a fitness routine to address all this tightness and stiffness. But I think the main thing with all of this is, how do we stay motivated with all this going on? How do we stay motivated when we're dealing with a condition that can change so much, that can become so much worse day to day? Some days maybe we're feeling better, but during those days it can be hard to even say, how long is this going to last? We're constantly second guessing things and trying to figure out where we're at in this journey. So what I've tried to do is, sometimes I just think about, how do I stay consistent when I'm dealing with all this, especially on those worst days when maybe it's sciatica, again, maybe it's the extreme tightness in the mid-back, or my calves are extremely tight. How do I just keep going in any way I can? Because what I've seen to be the most benefit for me in my fitness routine is, what are things I can just consistently do no matter how I'm feeling? So whether I'm feeling horrible, whether I'm feeling really good, what are those few things that just seem to really help me no matter how I'm feeling? And I think it's so important to have different options, right? Whether it's walking, cardio, walking around the house, going through for walks around the neighborhood, whether it's strength training, using different tools. This is where I've had to use different tools, especially if I have sciatica and I can't really have dumbbells or have heavy weights, because I'm going to tweak that low back or that sciatica. I'm going to make it worse. So on those days, maybe I go to the gym, I'm in the sauna, I'm using resistance bands, I'm using machines, and I'm just trying to get some blood flowing. I'm using a lot less weight than I usually use. So I'm adapting to whatever's going on with me. And it's okay that if I lift heavy, a lot of the times, on those other days, if I lift light, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm still working on the consistency, the blood flow. Not everything is just about, we're upping the weight, we're doing a deeper stretch, we're working out harder. My biggest lesson is, sometimes it's just movement. Sometimes it's just, let's just feel some movement, keep the body going, keep the blood flowing, and try to keep circulation in the body. Those are the things that have been most helpful for me. So when I'm really down and out, I try to do those things, and you have to motivate yourself to do these things, of course, because for me, if I have sciatica, I'm limping around, I just want to sit down all day, I want to lay in bed all day. And some days that's beneficial, right? We need the rest. But other days, when I'm really down and out, I'm just saying, all right, what can I do today just to keep a little consistency going? Some gentle stretching, again, maybe some strength training where I'm not aggravating anything, but I'm working on different areas of the body that might not be affected by that tightness on that particular day. So again, it's going to be different day to day. If I'm dealing with, again, maybe my calves, my hamstrings, and I'm dealing with a little sciatica, so my lower body's really tight, maybe I just do an upper body routine on that day. And again, it's not always just about the results of whatever we're lifting. Some days, just keeping it moving in any way we can, because then when you get out of that flare, when that tightness subsides a little bit, you're going to feel the benefits of whatever you did. And, of course, rest is beneficial, but I'm talking more about over time, how can we consistently build on a fitness routine with ankylosing spondylitis? And what kind of is what's our superpower with ankylosing spondylitis is adapting. We adapt better than anyone. We've learned to adapt because of the difference of symptoms. So I've tried to use that adaptation to my advantage. I've tried to really think about how hard it's been and how I've been able to keep it going, and I use that as motivation to keep adapting, keep doing whatever I can to just keep going with this, trying different things. Never stop trying different things in fitness. We have all these different tools. Again, machines, resistance bands, foam rollers, weights. We have all these different tools, different ways to stretch. We can do milder stretches, maybe using some support systems like a wall, using the ground for support. So we have all these different ways, and sometimes it just takes a little bit of adapting and tweaking. So let's keep going. Let's see what we can do in this journey. See you next time.